Hello friends, here I am with one more lecture on the topic carbohydrates. In the earlier lecture, I gave you the detail of nutrients. So carbohydrates are one of the type of the major macronutrients which gives us instant or quick energy. Actually, it's a biological molecule which consists of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen atoms. So these carbohydrates are mainly divided into two types, simple sugar and the second type is complex sugar. Let's see the detailed account of the simple sugar first. Simple sugar are those type of carbohydrates which is sweet to taste, which is soluble in water, and it is having low molecular weight. These are the three main features of the simple sugar, which is sweet to taste, soluble in water, and the low molecular weight. While the complex sugar are also having some unique feature, like it is tasteless, it is insoluble in water, and it is having high molecular weight. So complex sugar means the tasteless sugar, the insoluble in water, and the high molecular weight having carbohydrates. So these are the two major types of the carbohydrates, complex sugar and the simple sugar. The detail of the simple sugar is as follows. The simple sugar, it is further divided or it is further classified into two types, the monosaccharides as a number 1 and oligosaccharides as a number 2. So these are the two main types of simple sugar. First one monosaccharide, second one oligosaccharides. The monosaccharides are those type of simple sugar which consist of only one sugar molecule. Mono means one and saccharides means sugar molecule. So monosaccharides are those simple sugars which contain only one sugar molecules, while the oligosaccharides are those type of simple sugar which consist of or which contains 2 to 10 sugar molecules, means there are 2 to 10 sugar molecules in this type of simple sugar known as oligosaccharides. Let's see the detail of the monosaccharides which consist of only one sugar molecule. It is further classified into two major classes. Type number 1 of the monosaccharides, aldoses, and type number 2 of the monosaccharides, ketosis. These two types are on the basis of the functional group. If aldehyde functional group CHO is there, that type of monosaccharides are known as aldoses, and if uh, ketonic functional group CO is there, then those type of monosaccharides are known as ketosis. And on the basis of number of carbon atoms, they are also aldoses are also divided into uh, following classes. The aldoses, which is having aldehyde functional group, these type of monosaccharides are further classified into aldotrioses. Aldotrioses are those type of aldoses which consist of 3 carbon atom. 3 carbon atom means tri. So aldotriose means those aldoses which contain 3 carbon atom. For example, glycerose. Glycerose is the example of those aldoses. Glycerose is the example of aldotriose which consists of 3 carbon atom. The second type of the aldoses, aldotetrose. Aldotetrose, tetra means 4. So these are the aldoses which consist of 4 carbon atom. The example of this aldotetrose is erythrose. Then the another type, aldopentose. Penta means 5. So these are the type of the aldoses which consist of 5 carbon atom. The example of these aldoses is ribose and xylose. Second type, another one type is aldohexose. Hexa means 6. So these are the types of the aldoses which consist of 6 carbon atom, and the example of this aldohexose is glucose, galactose. Then the one more type of the aldoses on the basis of number of carbon atoms. If the number of carbon atoms are 7 in this type of aldose, it is aldoheptose. Hepta means 7. So aldoheptose contains 3 carbon atom, and the example of this aldoheptose is glucoheptulose. So these are the types of the aldoses: aldotris 3 carbon atom, aldotetros 4 carbon atom, aldopentose 5 carbon atom, aldohexose 6 carbon atom, and aldoheptose 7 carbon atoms. So these are the different types of the aldoses in which aldehyde functional group is there, and on the basis of the number of carbon atoms, these are the different types of the aldoses with their suitable example. Let's see the ketosis. Ketosis, the type of the monosaccharide which contains the ketonic group CO as a functional group. Ketosis, alike aldoses, is also classified into following classes. Ketosis first type is ketotriose, means those type of ketosis which consist of 3 carbon atoms. For example, dihydroxyacetone. Then the second type, ketotetrose, means those ketoses which contain 4 carbon atoms. Example, erythrulose. Then the ketopentose. Ketopentose are those ketoses which consist of 5 carbon atoms, because penta means 5, and its example is ribulose. Then ketohexose. Ketohexose means those ketoses which consist of 6 carbon atom, and its example is fructose. While the last type is ketoheptose. Hepta means 7, and it is those type of ketoses which consist of 7 carbon atoms, and its example is pseudoheptulose. So this is about the monosaccharides, the first type of the simple sugar which consists of or which contains only one sugar molecule. The lowermost type of the carbohydrates, on it cannot be more or it cannot be further hydrolyzed into its smallest unit. This is called monosaccharides, which consist of only one carbon which consist of only one sugar molecule, divided mainly into aldoses and ketoses. So these are the different types of the aldoses and ketoses. Let's see the sources of these monosaccharides. So the sources of monosaccharides like the glucose, galactose, and fructose are the plants, the fruits of the plants, the sweet fruits, the honey, milk, molasses, cherries, and yogurt. These are the few sources of the monosaccharides. Let's see the detail of the another type of the simple sugar, that is oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides, the type of the simple sugar which consist of or which contain 2 to 10 sugar molecules. The type of simple sugar which contain only one sugar molecule is called monosaccharides. The type of simple sugar which consists of 2 to 10 sugar molecule, about 2 to 10 sugar molecule, it is called oligosaccharides. These oligosaccharides, on the basis of number of monosaccharides units, it is further classified into disaccharides, trisaccharides, tetrasaccharides, pentasaccharides, etc. Disaccharides are those type of oligosaccharides. Di means 2, saccharides means sugar molecules. So disaccharides are those oligosaccharides which contain two monosaccharides units, and on the hydrolysis it gives or it breaks into two monosaccharides. This is called disaccharides, those oligosaccharides which contain two monosaccharides units, and these monosaccharides units in this disaccharides are joined by the glycosidic bond. So the example of these disaccharides is sucrose, lactose, and maltose. Sucrose is having the glucose and fructose. These two monosaccharides will combine there to form the sucrose. Lactose, in this lactose, glucose and galactose are the two monosaccharides, while in the maltose, which is the third example of this disaccharides, glucose, two molecules are there, glucose plus glucose. So these are the different example of the disaccharides, sucrose, lactose and maltose. Then the second type of the oligosaccharides is trisaccharides. The trisaccharides type of the oligosaccharides which contain three monosaccharides units. Tri means three and saccharides means sugar molecules. So trisaccharides means those oligosaccharides which contain three monosaccharides unit. The example of these trisaccharides is a raffinose, and in the raffinose, one molecule of fructose, one molecule of glucose, and one molecule of galactose are there. So this is these three galactose, glucose, and fructose combined by the glycosidic bond to form the raffinose, which is the example of the trisaccharides, which consist of three molecules of the monosaccharides. Then the tetrasaccharides. Tetra means four, so it consists of four monosaccharides units, and in this four monosaccharides units in this tetrasaccharides, the very suitable example is stachys, and these stachys are the combination of nothing but the two molecules of galactose plus one molecule of glucose plus one molecule of fructose. One fructose plus one glucose plus two galactose means nothing but the stachys example of the tetrasaccharides. Then the last type, pentasaccharides. Penta means five. These are the types of the oligosaccharide which consist of five monosaccharides units, and these five monosaccharides units, different five monosaccharides units combine to form the pentasaccharides. And for example, verbascose is the example of the pentasaccharides in which three galactose plus one glucose plus one fructose are present. So this is verbascose, the example of the pentasaccharides. So these are the different example with the classes of the oligosaccharides: disaccharides, trisaccharides, tetrasaccharides, pentasaccharides. Let's see the sources of these oligosaccharides. The oligosaccharides sources in the world are asparagus, red onions, bananas, soya beans, leeks, and burdocks, etc. All these are the sources of the oligosaccharides. Then the last type of these carbohydrates, the complex sugar, which is tasteless, insoluble in water, and having the high molecular weight. This complex sugar example is polysaccharides. Poly means many. Here the meaning of polysaccharides is the type of the complex sugar which contain 10 or more than 10 sugar molecules. Up to 10 sugar molecules, the example is known as oligosaccharides, and more than 10 polysaccharides, more than 10 monosaccharides, that type of carbohydrates are called complex sugar and is polysaccharides. And it is further divided into two types: homopolysaccharide and the heteropolysaccharide. Homo means same and hetero means different. So homopolysaccharides means the type of the polysaccharides in which only single type of monosaccharides are present. Means only one type of monosaccharides will be there in that chain by linked by the glycosidic bond. So hence it is called homopolysaccharide, and it consists of only single type of the monosaccharides. The example of this homopolysaccharides is starch, which is found in the plants, glycogen, which is found in the animal and the human body, and the cellulose, which is found in the plants. Starch, glycogen, and the cellulose are the example of the homopolysaccharides. While the type another type heteropolysaccharides, hetero means different. So in this type of polysaccharides, the two or more than two types of the monosaccharides will be there. So this is heteropolysaccharides, and the example of this heteropolysaccharide is heparin. And let's see the sources of these polysaccharides. The sources of the polysaccharides are rice, potatoes, beans, cereals, fruits like the carrots and the sweet potatoes. So this is about the carbohydrates with its detailed account. Thank you.